So right after I was ordained a priest, before the ink was even dry on my ordination certificate, a kind old priest approached me and he said this. He said, "Hendree, you'll do well to remember this. The opposite of faith is not doubt. The opposite of faith is certainty." The opposite of faith is not doubt. The opposite of faith is certainty. I've remembered that line, and it indeed has served me well over my many years as a priest. And it came back to me fresh this week when I took up the well-known gospel text with Thomas at its center. Well, it came back to me because Thomas was uncertain. It was kind of one of his characteristics. He was all the time, Thomas was, saying, "I don't know." I mean, look at him throughout the gospel. You'll find him saying, "Well, I don't know. I don't know." Now, I used to be afraid to say those three words. Anybody else fear sometimes saying, "I don't know"? What will they think, Sarah, if they know that I don't know? No, I used to be afraid to say "I don't know" because I desperately did not want to appear to be the kind of person who doesn't know. Does that resonate? Huh? Any other self-conscious human beings in the room? Fear. I was afraid of being the guy who appears to not know. And what I've learned over the years, I wonder if you can identify with this, fear is a prison cell, amen? No, it is. If I have to be certain before I make a move, am I ever going to make a move? I'm not. No. If I have to be certain before I make a move, if I care what you think about me, then I may as well start decorating my cage. Like hang the drapes, pick out a color, put up pictures of the family, because baby, that's where you're going to live. Be stuck there for a long time. So I love Thomas, because Thomas is fearless. Best I can tell, Thomas is totally unafraid. If he was uncertain, he didn't skip a beat. He just said, "I don't know." And what I've noticed about Thomas is that his ease with uncertainty, "I don't know," was his freedom. Uncertainty was freedom for Thomas. Well, how can I say that? Well, look back at the text. Thomas was not locked up with his friends for fear of the Jewish opponents. They were locked up. They were scared out of their minds. Thomas was not with them. Why? Because Thomas wasn't afraid. Thomas was not afraid to wander around in the dangerous world of uncertainty. Frederick Buechner says Thomas was probably down at the coffee shop getting a cup of coffee, asking people questions, because he didn't know. I knew a man years ago down in Dalton, Georgia. He was 28 years sober, this man was, and I admired everything about him. He had what I want, and so I hung around him, which was easy to do. He was one of those guys that is just easy to be around. I pray, God, you have people in your life like that. You have people it's just easy to be around them. You put your guard down. They're not going to judge you, criticize. Just easy people. I don't think this man, this old friend of mine, has a judgmental bone in his body. He was super friendly when I met him. He laughed a lot, and he was deeply spiritually curious. I was a brand new baby priest, still birth wet, as we might say, from the ordination. And he knew this. He would always ask me theological questions that I was in no way qualified to answer. But young as I was, Sam, I just answered, right? I just spun on and on and on. And this old friend, this old man, he just sat there and listened to me and smiled. Wise eyes he had. You know, I loved him, I really did, but he had one quirk that always caught me up short. He would habitually say, "I don't know." I noticed that. He would say all the time in the course of conversation, whether it was with me or others down at the restaurant near the square or in his office, he would all the time say, I don't know. Well, I don't know. And sometimes he would follow that with, well, what do you think? And at first it caught my ear that he would habitually say, I don't know, because I was afraid to say I don't know, and I wanted him to know so I didn't have to. Did you track with that? No, if you don't know, you want to be with somebody who does know. I thought, surely you know. Come on, say it. You know. Why are you saying you don't know? But I hung around him some more. And what eventually caught my ear at a sort of deeper level is that he would say, I don't know, so easily. I was walking around kind of pent up and worried that I didn't know, but he was relaxed and he would say, I don't know. What do you think? So easily and with such freedom. And then I noticed as I hung around him more, he was always smiling when he said, I don't know. And then I noticed he would always laugh and say, I don't know. What do you think? You ever meet somebody and get close to them and you want what they've got? This man was free. And I wanted that freedom. To be able to freely say, I don't know. What do you think? Then I noticed something further. As I hung around him more, I noticed that when this man, whom I so admired, said, I don't know, the person that he said that to, I watched them. They would relax. A lot of us are walking around with all this tension in our bodies, like we're about... And he would say, I don't know, what do you think? And I could watch these people over time. Their shoulders would drop, the cheekbones would drop, their faces would relax. Then you know what they would do in his presence? I don't know, what do you think? They would lean in closer when he said that. Like a little closer to my friend. And then I noticed this, they would breathe a little deeper. They would talk a little freer. They would share a little bit more about themselves. Along the way, they would show this man their wounds. Do you know what I mean by that? And then I realized, when my friend, in his gentle, tender way, would say, I don't know, he was saying, I'm not here to hurt you. No, when he would say, I don't know, what do you think? He was saying to them essentially, I am not here to hurt you or dominate you. He was saying, like our Jesus, peace be with you. He was saying, when he said, I don't know, what do you think? He was saying to them essentially, I am here to journey with you. Why not let's join up? Like, what do you think? And discover together what God has in store for us. And so what I finally realized, check this out. What I finally realized is my old friend, I don't know. Joyce, that was his statement of faith. I don't know. What do you think? Today, just in a few moments, we're going to baptize that precious daughter of God, Violet. Lorraine, have I got it? Morris, yeah. And we're all going to promise together, y'all, to raise her as a follower of Jesus Christ. And I want our prayer to be for her, that as she grows, like from this day forward, that Violet never fears saying, I don't know. I want us all to pray that she stays curious for all of her days, and that she stays as far away as she can from the pursuit of certainty, which is the opposite, right, of faith. I want her to know and feel from this baptismal day forward that love is a mystery to be explored, never solved. I want her to know on her baptismal day and all the rest of her days that certainty is a cage that cuts us off from each other and from God. And I want her to be encouraged to know and feel that doubt is a doorway. into depth of relationship. Because doubt places no limits on possibility. I want Violet Morris, Violet Lorraine, to know that God is love. I want her to know that Jesus teaches that anything less than love, little Violet, ain't worth your time. Violet, I want you to know that when you and any of us falls short of love, we are loved anyway. And baby girl, we get endless second chances with this God of ours. Oh yeah, there it is. I want you to know, little one, that God's love, this is the hard truth. I want you to know, little one, that God's love doesn't protect us from hardship. But baby, it sustains us. God's love sustains us through all the valleys. And Violet, I want you to know on this baptismal day that when all our days are done, there is an ocean of peace everlasting on the other side of this adventure, and we will all be swallowed up in it. Violet, that's all we know. Little one, everything else is a mystery of unfolding love. And while your head is still wet with the waters of baptism, may all these friends, new family members of yours, remind you that the opposite of faith is not doubt. It is certainty. So you need never be afraid of your doubts. Just know this, that love is all. Love is all. And the rest? No matter what they tell you, baby girl, the rest, come on, y'all, be honest. We don't know. We don't know. Amen.